when you're see in there.
Welcome to Glean Live. We're coming to you from SF Jazz Center today, and we got a lot to share. New products, live demos, and you'll hear from IT and product leaders who are transforming their organizations with AI. Thank you for joining. Let's dive in. Last year, AI tools began entering the workplace, and of course, our natural inclination was AI can help me become more productive, it can help me work faster, but that was just scratching the surface. The real magic of AI will happen when you'll be able to do things you just couldn't do before. For example, as a product manager, I need to decide on my roadmap based on customer feedback, which is spread across thousands of customer calls from before. Pre-AI, I could perhaps attend some of those calls to get the gist, but now I can have AI work on all of those calls, pick out the key themes and feedback within those themes, and I can make so much more informed decisions. 2025 is going to be the year of working differently with AI, do things we couldn't do before. Let me share a few stories that really impressed me. Confluent created a support handoff agent to help transition cases between agents on shift changes, reducing the 60-minute process to just a few minutes and helping the new support reps be experts with customers instantly. Deutsche Telekom built an AI-powered agent, Ask-T, with Glean, that has been rolled to over 80,000 employees. Ask-T not only helps everyone find information, but it can now automate day-to-day employee tasks like requesting time off. Miro developed a sales outbound agent which fully automates personalizing sales emails for inside sales teams, reducing the time to send those emails by over 80%. These stories are all inspirational, but as leaders, we're all trying to figure out how we are going to transform our business with AI. To me, that's a two-step transformation process. First, you have to transform your employees. AI is powerful, but it's also very difficult and different from any technology we have used before. Giving employees AI tools that they can use in their day-to-day work will turn them into AI experts. And once they become experts, they are ready to now transform your business and your key business processes with AI, and also help develop entirely new AI-powered workflows to do things that your business couldn't do before. The goal here is to drive significant impact on the top-line KPIs across your business, more revenue, higher CSAT, faster time to market, etc. I've noticed that companies often jump to the latter, immediately focusing on how to replace humans from some business processes. But we feel you will achieve more success if you first develop your employees into AI experts, then they can drive that shift more effectively. Glean puts an AI assistant that's connected to all of your organization's data in the hands of every employee, and you all really love that. Using it daily helps make everyone an AI expert in your company. In fact, I have something pretty exciting to announce today. Thanks to our partnership with our customers, last year, our business grew to over $100 million in ARR, and we did that in just over 3 years, making us one of the fastest growing enterprise software companies of this generation. The part that I love, though, is seeing how you all made Glean part of your daily work lives. Last year, we noticed that people started saying something pretty cool. Just Glean it. At first, Glean it was about finding things, but very quickly you all made it about so much more than that. Check it out.
I'm always looking for ways to work smarter, not harder. That's where Glean Assistant comes in.
I go into Glean, I type keywords of what I'm searching for, and it makes it that much faster to find what I'm looking for.
I'll ask it something like, what projects did I work on in January 2024? It'll give me a nice summary along with links that I need to access that content.
The repetitive nature of some of the things that we do on a day-to-day basis can be tough, but with Glean, we can always make it more efficient.
At the beginning of the day, I use Glean to summarize all my work, all the missing and updates on my Slack channels and direct messages. Glean is also summarizing my team's progress on the Jira dashboard.
Find internal project documentation across vendors, looking at project statuses, and even tried using Glean to put together my performance achievements for my self-review.
Whenever I need to find something fast, I Glean it.
When I don't have the time to get the entire team together to brainstorm, I just Glean it.
Absolutely fantastic. It makes me super proud to hear all the ways you are gleaning it daily. Let's now explore how AI-centric employees can drive business transformation using AI. To drive business value, you have to bring AI into the core processes of the business. You have to go from individual productivity to driving business outcomes. The good news is that there is a key technology that can scale AI from the individual to the business, and that is AI agents. Now, I'm sure that the last one didn't really shock you. Everyone is talking about AI agents. But is anyone making AI agents real today? Well, Glean users are. We've been shipping agentic AI to our customers for almost 2 years now. Anyone who's asked a moderately hard query in Glean Assistant, or used Glean in Slack, or built a Glean app has used agents in Glean. In fact, Glean users have invoked over 50 million agentic actions over the past year. If your business relies on many hundreds of SaaS applications today, it's likely that you will deploy 10 times or 100 times more agents tomorrow. We're evolving from agents for individuals to agents for business at scale. When you start to think about that scale, you realize that you need a platform to orchestrate all these agents en masse, test their outputs to ensure quality, give them feedback to improve, and govern their actions to ensure they're compliant and keep your organization's data safe. That's why today we're consolidating our agent offerings and announcing Glean Agents, the horizontal agent environment in Glean. Glean Agents enable companies to build, run, manage, and govern agents at scale in the enterprise. Glean Agents include several expanded capabilities. At its core is the Glean's agentic reasoning engine. This is the brain of Glean Agents. The agentic reasoning engine takes complex requests and enables agents to build and execute multi-step plans to accomplish complex work. It knows how to retrieve the most relevant data and make use of tools and actions. And because it's not tied to any particular LLM, it's constantly evolving as models continue to advance their reasoning capabilities. Agents are built in Glean with the new natural language agent builder. We've designed the agent builder to meet the needs of everyday users and developers alike. Building an agent can be as simple as typing in a few sentences of your goal, or for more complex agents, users can specify detailed workflows and instructions. And since Glean is already connected with all your data, the really hard part of most agent systems, collecting and giving agents the right data, just happens automatically. Next comes agent orchestration. Agents need to be able to run automatically based on a number of flexible triggering conditions. Agents, of course, also need to be able to call other agents, either those built on Glean or in other parts of your environment. The easiest way to think about how you build an agent is, of course, start with one that's already been built. Go tweak it, make it work, make it work for you, and that's what Glean's prompt library does. It has been now expanded to become an agent library, enabling everyone to save and share agents across the organization and discover new agents that we publish regularly from our engineering team as well as our community. Finally, security and governance are always top of mind. Glean agents leverage Glean's enterprise-grade security and unified permissions across all of your data and bring forward a new layer of active governance that protects sensitive data for AI. I know we're not by no means the only vendor you're going to be talking to you about AI agents, nor do we believe that you'll build all your AI agents on Glean. But as you consider your options for deploying agents, I would invite you to consider 5 key things. Number 1, agents are for everyone. Simplicity matters. Past attempts at business automation, like the RPA wave, failed because they were too complicated for everyday users to build with. Success at scale will only come when every person in your company can build and use agents. Number 2, your agent platform should be horizontal. Every system of record business app today is offering you agents, but do you really want to build those agents in all those places? Do you really want agents that only work in data silos? What you need is a horizontal agent strategy that can leverage data across all your apps. Third, access to data matters. Agents are only as good as the data and systems they have access to. Glean already offers the broadest access to enterprise data, and today we are announcing 2 exciting expansions to our agent data access. Glean agents can now access data from the web, and Glean agents can now query structured data in a first set of supported applications from Databricks, Salesforce, and Atlassian. This last part is particularly exciting, uniting the worlds of structured and unstructured data analysis in a single agent. Number 4, openness matters. Your agents are your agents, and your agent platform shouldn't lock you in a particular application island, a particular LLM, or a particular cloud. And with Glean APIs, you can securely and consistently share your enterprise data with agents that you build on Glean, but also on any other platform like AWS Bedrock, Google Vertex, Databricks, or NVIDIA NIMS. You index your data and manage security once, make it accessible to all your agents that you build anywhere. And last but not the least, agents drive new requirements for data and AI governance. This is the number 1 topic I hear from CIOs that I talk to. How am I going to control what data agents have access to? How do I detect overshared or sensitive data that agents shouldn't access? Am I really ready for AI? Is my enterprise ready for AI today? And Glean helps you do all that. Today, we're expanding the governance capabilities in Glean and announcing our Open Security and Governance Partner Program. With this, we enable Glean customers to take advantage of the rapid innovation of the AI security and governance landscape via open integrations with leading providers, including BigID, Cisco, Palo Alto Networks, Rubrik, and Virtue AI. So that's Glean agents. I can't wait to see all the agents that your teams will be building on our platform. And if you're eager to see AI agents in action, I have one more announcement. We're holding our first ever Glean user conference, Glean Go, in May in San Francisco. It's a perfect place to learn about how to put AI to work in your organization. I hope you will join us. And now it's time to hear from someone who I've gotten to know well, Toby Roberts, SVP of Engineering and Technology at Zillow. He's going to share how Zillow has put AI agents to work in their business.
Hi, I'm Tony Gentilcore, Glean co-founder and head of our product engineering team. Toby, thank you for flying all the way down from Seattle to be with us here live in San Francisco this morning.
It's great. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I read recently that Zillow has over 90 million unique visitors every month. I think that's nearly a third of the United States. So if Zillow surfing was a sport, I think it would be one of the most popular sports in America.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, congratulations to you and your team on the amazing success there.
Great. Thank you very much.
One of the ways Zillow, I think, cracked the housing market was with the Zestimate.
Yep.
And this is the popular, successful AI algorithm for home valuations.
Right.
You were ahead of the curve getting to that too. I think 2006.
Yep.
And I'm wondering how your company's early foray into AI set you up for the agentic era.
I think I appreciate what you said there. The Zestimate really laid the foundation for Zillow. It showed that this is not just kind of a flash in the pan. For Zillow, it is part of our DNA. It is something that we have used and leveraged throughout the course of Zillow's history to identify opportunities to really supercharge our customers, people that are attempting to move, all of the real estate professionals out there, agents and loan officers and the like, and then also all of our internal employees as well.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. And yeah, as we all know, it's been a little over 3 years since LLMs crashed onto the scenes. I think changing everything about people's approach to AI, democratizing it, what's possible with AI. As a leader of engineering at Zillow, tell me about how your AI journey changed at this point in time.
Yeah, so externally, we have started to leverage this technology and have, like I said, from the beginning, in ways that we can supercharge our agents. And we have done smart acquisitions of companies to be able to start delivering virtual staging externally for agents, for example. Or how do we supercharge our real estate agents? There's going to be a lot of agents discussion here.
Agents.
So real estate agents and real estate professionals to how do we summarize calls for them and how do we give them better insights in their connections and how they're working day to day. Internally, we're also leveraging AI agents to basically supercharge our employee base as well. How do we make their productivity go up, but how do we make their lives easier at the same time? How do we enable them to be more productive and happier across Zillow at the same time?
Yeah, we hear that from a lot of customers. And as Arvind said, we definitely believe here at Glean that AI agents don't operate in a vacuum.
That's right.
It's really better when people and AI agents collaborate. You get the most value.
Right.
And I know at Zillow you're using a lot of Glean AI agents already. I wonder if you could dive in, maybe double click into some of the specific workflows and use cases you found for AI agents.
So we really believed in democratizing the ability for all of our employee base to create AI agents with Glean. So we opened up the ability for all employees basically to go ahead. So now we have hundreds of AI agents in our kind of Glean agent store
so cool.
internally that's available for people to go ahead and leverage. So we have everything from IT teams automating help desk responses so that they can kind of avoid or solve problems more quickly for their internal customers. Same for our help desk for our HR teams. We're also seeing engineering teams leverage these in terms of how do we, search and find code as we've kind of got multiple repos in place to even we have an agent that helps with root cause analysis. Should an incident happen on the site, okay, how do we aggregate all of that information and make that easier for our engineers to put together?
That's phenomenal. Yeah. How do you measure the value, the ROI of these, either quantitatively or qualitatively? I'm curious about the feedback from the exec suite down to your technical users and your non-technical users.
It's pretty ubiquitous across the Zillow group. So it has been one of our faster ingrained software capabilities across all of Zillow. So everything up from the C-suite to kind of brand new employees are leveraging it on a day-to-day basis to look up and search and find for different pieces of information, or when is this going to ship, or what does this feature do, or those types of things. We have about 90% adoption, north of 90% adoption across Zillow Group.
Amazing.
And on a month-to-month basis, we're well over 75% of just kind of repetitive use across all of our user base. And with extremely positive feedback and reviews.
That's great. That's great to hear. Yeah. I think one thing, I mean, so you've really empowered everybody to use this. One thing I think our customers ask us about a lot is, how do they strike the right balance between kind of centralized governance and empowering every employee to build with AI? Tell me about how you approach that at Zillow.
Yeah, we are intentional about raising the AI quotient across all of Zillow employees. We feel like that's really the unlock.
Yeah.
Once people start to leverage these tools and these capabilities, they will find far better ways to use them than some kind of tops down, discussion or edict or whatnot in that case. So we've really opened it up. We leverage Glean's, obviously, its governance structure based on, it allowing me only to leverage agents on top of the corpus of information that I have rights to, and across all of our employee base and all, obeying and paying attention to all of those rights. So we've really leaned in to allowing everybody to kind of create agents and be able to use this technology.
It's so powerful. I like the strategy. Taking it home here, so we're looking at 2025 and beyond.
Yeah.
What are the big unlocks you're looking forward to that are going to, we think people talk about that, hey, 1 + 1 is 3 unlock of people and agents. What are you looking forward to?
I think I'm really looking forward to continue that AI quotient increasing. And then we're going to see a proliferation of agents, right? And so how do then, through that AI quotient and understanding, plus the ability to have orchestration across multiple agents operating on behalf of an employee, sometimes scheduled, sometimes on demand, those types of things, I think then all of a sudden we start to really be able to superpower both our customers externally and our employee base internally at Zillow.
Well said, well said.
Yeah.
Thank you again for coming
Thanks
down
for
here,
inviting me.
but more so, thank you for your partnership on bringing AI agents to the enterprise. I mean, we can't do it. It's been a joy working with you on this.
It's been a great partnership.
Yeah, and now let's go to Tamar to see some live demos of AI agents at work.
Thank you so much, Toby and Tony. Toby, thank you for coming. I always love hearing stories of customers and how they're working differently with AI, and it's really helpful for other tech leaders to hear how Zillow is doing it. One of the things that I believe is that AI will empower everyone to reimagine their work. I know that I personally could work faster and also better if I had a team of AI agents who knew me and were always ready to help me get more work done. AI agents could help individuals move faster in a number of ways. It's always time-consuming to get updates on projects and gather information. I don't want to have to rely on asking people on the team or bothering individual engineers. I want AI agents to bring me the most relevant insights. Similarly, an engineer wants agents to quickly surface context to do things like fix bugs or write code in new areas of the product. Everyone wants to use AI agents to automate administrative tasks. Nobody likes updating project statuses. So AI agents can update them without needing somebody to go into a project tracker to manually make updates. Beyond helping individuals work faster, agents can also help us deliver better work. I can think of countless occasions when I've just wanted more data to make better decisions. In those cases, I want an AI agent or a team of agents to deliver drill-down product metrics, insights from all of our customer interactions, or comprehensive market data across various industries. And those are just a few examples I see of agents helping on an individual level. As a department leader, I also want to see AI agents serving as a force multiplier for our business by automating routine business processes or enabling the whole team to work differently. For instance, agents are helping us move faster in R&D by automating code reviews and error triage, streamlining our hiring process, helping us remove unnecessary meetings. This helps our team ship more features to market faster and with higher quality. Similar gains are happening in every department as business leaders embrace AI to work differently at scale, as you heard from Zillow. There's no better way to truly grasp how AI will enable us to work differently than through a demo. So I'm here with my teammate, Blair, to show you the future of how Glean agents will enable me to reimagine my personal work. As you might expect, my days are often busy and it's hard to keep up with notifications from all across the many apps that I use. I've heard about a new daily summary agent that can pull together all this information. I want to give it a try. So I found it in our agent library, and what you're seeing now is the agent builder showing me the steps for the daily summary agent. I notice that it's not yet taking advantage of Glean's new universal knowledge capabilities to have an agent search the web and point me to the relevant articles. So I can add a step to search the web for the latest news on AI agents that I should go and read. So Blair clicks save. Now I want to see this whole task done first thing every morning. So we'll add a trigger for every weekday morning at 7:30 so that I get an email summary. Now that the agent is complete, I want to make sure that it works as I expected. So Blair is going to go and test it in Glean. So we're going to run this daily summary agent where it searches for updates from yesterday of everything that happened in all of my apps, looking at Slack and Jira and documents, and searching the web for what's the latest news on AI, and looking at my calendar. And what it's going to do, it's going to search all of these, and then it's going to give me a daily summary, starting with recommended actions of what I should do. The top one, if you noticed, was prepare for this event. And then I have some customer meetings. I've got articles that I can go back and read, and information about product changes, Slack updates, other things on my calendar. So I can now expect to get a summary message like this every morning. So one of the things it noted was that I have a customer meeting with Zillow later today. So I want a Glean agent to help me prepare. I haven't prepared one already. So I'm going to use our new deep reasoning feature to build an ephemeral agent on the fly in response to a detailed prompt. So you see Blair just entered a very detailed prompt into the Glean Assistant chat box and pressed the deep reasoning button. And then now it is working by using Glean's agentic reasoning engine to interpret my prompt, decompose it into a set of steps, execute those steps as needed, leveraging both internal data and world data. So now it's thinking as it's preparing all of these different steps to go through. So it not only has to read the prompt, but it's using an LLM to determine which steps to use. So sometimes it has to think for a little bit longer in order to do this. We're going to hit it one more time and show you how it goes through all of these steps to tell me what I need to prepare for my meeting with Zillow today. So now it's gone through the steps, it's reading all the documentation, it's preparing it, and now I see information about the attendees, their backgrounds. It even gives me Zillow's AI initiatives that I can go and read more about later, and it gives me the agenda for my call. So now I'm ready to talk to Toby and David. Next, I noticed I have a meeting with Fraser Automotive on my calendar this afternoon. They're just getting started using Glean, so I want to understand how they're using the product. So Blair chose the product usage agent, and it's starting to work. Now, if I ask a question about the product from the product usage agent, it'll query the customer's usage data live from Databricks. This one is going to take a few seconds because it's going into Databricks, but it's worth it because I would have had to ask a data analyst to handle this. Actually, it came back pretty fast. So this agent gives me an answer and provides me with commentary and context. So for example, you can see how it explains how seasonality might impact usage. One last customer call with Acme Corp discussing our roadmap. And I'll obviously be talking about the things we're discussing today, but I also want to address any concerns that are specific to this customer. And this would be useful if I had an agent I could go back to. So I'll build one. I'll start by going to our agent builder and create a new agent. So I thought about what I'd like the agent to do so I can just let Glean do the rest of the work around the setup. I put in the prompt, and Glean will then determine each of the steps that I need. Each of these blocks contains a set of instructions for how to perform an individual task as part of the agent's overall workflow. I can click the preview button and see what the results look like. Doing this sort of research on customer feedback is typically a very time-consuming task for product managers. So I can see here the top requests for Acme. This gives me an idea. What if this agent could give me a view of our top 20 prospects? I'll ask Glean to pull a list of the top 20 prospects from Salesforce. I'll add a loop here to enable the agent to iterate over those company names to discover what each of their feature requests are. So let's save this agent and let's try out this preview. As the agent is looking over each of the prospect names, it will grab all of the relevant details for each of these prospects. It's combining all of that information into a single table that I can use to get a 30,000-foot view of what our prospects are asking for, and also how we're addressing these requests. So this table is going to be super useful for me for our upcoming product strategy offsite. So now it's thinking and reasoning, and here are the requests for our top 20 prospects. Pretty incredible. I've always wished I had something like this as a product manager. So how are we doing everything that you just saw? It's a combination of Glean agents and additional new platform capabilities. So here's a quick summary of what's new. Glean agents is our new AI agent environment for building, deploying, orchestrating, and governing agents. Our agentic reasoning engine is LLM agnostic. It can execute complex, multi-step work that involves both retrieving data from many sources and using actions to get work done. Agents are built in our natural language builder by typing a few sentences about what you're trying to achieve. Anyone can make an agent. Developers can also configure agents with more complex workflows and instructions. Agents can be proactive. Our agent orchestration allows agents to be triggered in many ways. They can react to data or app state changes, or just because they saw a question that could be answered. We're expanding our prompt library to be an agent library, enabling everyone to save and share agents within the organization and discover new agents created by our Glean team and the Glean community. Underlying all of that, we have additional platform enhancements. In addition to connecting all of your work data, we're adding real-time internet search so that you can combine world and work data. And Glean can now query live data in the first set of structured data applications, including Salesforce, Databricks, and Jira, with more to come. So you just ask a question and get a data-driven answer. Arvind mentioned that one thing we frequently hear from CIOs is their concern about security and governance. You need confidence that your sensitive data is secure and not leaking. We've worked closely with our customers to define and implement enhancements to our active data governance, which continuously flags and remediates overshared sensitive content across hundreds of applications. Users can introduce sensitive data at any point, so it's important to be active and always on to block potential issues immediately. All of these announcements give me optimism for the future of how I'm going to work differently with AI. And the fun part is seeing how our customers and partners reimagine their work. And now we get to hear from Databricks SVP of Product, Adam Conway, who's joining Arvind to discuss AI agents and generative AI for business intelligence.
Thank you so much for joining today, Adam. It's a privilege to have you here, not only as a Glean customer, but also as a leading technology partner in our Glean ecosystem. As Tamar shared earlier, Glean agents enable everyone to extract insights from structured data using natural language, and our integration with Databricks Genie is an exciting part of that. Companies today are hungry to build a new set of applications by combining AI with their valuable proprietary data. But connecting AI to enterprise data securely is hard, and something that both Glean and Databricks are leaders in. So how's Databricks paving the way for data intelligence?
Yeah, so we've seen, I think we've all seen this story where, Gen AI first came out, there was nice APIs available from OpenAI and Anthropic. People would try and build their first version of an application, and maybe the results were amazing, but the quality was low. And I think we've seen this need to really march up that quality curve. And we do at Databricks, we talk about this with something we call data intelligence. And data intelligence is really about how do you take your proprietary enterprise data and use AI to simplify things you're doing in the company, provide new products, make people more productive, those sorts of things. And for Databricks, that actually means two pretty specific things. One is companies have so much data, and it's really only available to a small part of an organization. Data analysts, data scientists, people like that. How do you democratize that across the company? Right. And the second thing is that every enterprise wants to build AI apps, but it can be very, very difficult to get high quality. So we provide something called Mosaic AI, which enables enterprises to build those apps easily, get very high quality, evaluate that quality, and that kind of thing. And that's what we call data intelligence. And I think one of the really nice things about our partnership is that we've really kind of viewed these problems. You've also viewed these as core problems as well.
Right, absolutely. Well, getting data insights into the hand of every employee to make better data-driven decisions has always been the goal of the industry. We've had data warehouses, interactive dashboard tools, and they were like a good first start, but still things are, like as you mentioned, very difficult for most users. AI sort of gives you this promise where I can just go and ask questions naturally, in natural language, in a chat interface maybe, and it could be any kind of question that I have on my mind, and somehow AI sort of brings that answer back to me. So how far do you think we are from that? And what does it take to really get to that that place?
I mean, I think this is one of these things that we're really kind of there. And if you look at especially our partnership, you can see this in two very specific places. You can go into the Glean interface, you can search on something, and you can and you can get a response that provides structured data feedback. So, and actually, maybe I'll step back. GenAI is really good at unstructured data, and we've all seen this with documents and all of those kinds of things. The results with Glean are amazing. What you can do with the chatting with your data and all of those sorts of things. But structured data has been very, very difficult. So structured data is your revenue, it's your inventory, it's all of those things. How do you get answers from that? And GenAI has not been very good at that. What I think we've seen with our partnership is customers can now go into the Glean interface and search and get dashboards back, or they can actually just get, in the case for things that are commonly asked. So think, I want to know, performance, revenue performance across all your stores in a retail chain. Well, you probably have a dashboard for that inside the company if you're a retailer. I mean, that's just the way things work. But maybe you also ask a question, and returning that dashboard so the person can get that information immediately is important. The second thing, though, is people sometimes ask questions that are not, that are not in a dashboard. Then what? Well, Glean's integrating with these Genie data rooms, and a Genie data room is it's a data asset, it's a production data asset, where people can put certain data sets that people will ask questions about, and they'll provide answers that have maybe never been asked before. So let's say I want to know, on the second Tuesday of every month, how do these 4 stores perform between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m.? You can ask that question and get an answer. And with this integration, we're integrating these Genie data rooms with Glean, so you can just get the result. So this really bridges that gap between structured data and AI interfaces like Glean.
Right. That's incredible. Now, one thing that I've always wondered, when you think about data, in the industry, we always talk about structured data on one side, unstructured data on the other side. Unstructured data has largely been not really something that you can tap into. Sometimes, companies will put a search interface on top of unstructured data to just bring some documents back to you. Structured data has more effort in the industry. There are these dashboards that we talked about, and but I think Glean and Databricks have the potential to bring structured and unstructured data together and into a simple query interface, and combine both of those data sets to sort of allow for more kinds of explorations and questions. So what do you think it makes possible, will be possible, if you were to sort of have one place, that's connected to all of your company's structured and unstructured data, and you could ask any types of questions, get answers back. Would love to see, any examples that you think, would be exciting, with that capability.
Yeah, we've seen, hundreds of examples, but I think two that really kind of stick out to me as being huge productivity tools one is we've seen a lot of sales organizations, including our own, sales leaders at various levels in the organization want to ask questions about their team. What is the pipeline for this territory, for this region? And I think in the past, we've given them these kind of complicated parameterized dashboards to do that, which may have some of the answers and some of the questions for them, but maybe not all of them. Just giving them a text interface where they can ask the question that they really want is much more useful. And we've seen that be a great way for sales leaders at all levels of the organization to be able to kind of introspect their business, which you being an enterprise business and us being one too, that's a very important task of these sales leaders. Second thing I've seen, which is actually very cool and something that Databricks marketing actually does, is build audiences. So imagine you want to set up a C-level event in this city, and you want prospects and you want customers both to join. If you could just ask those questions and get back a structured result, that's an amazing way to set up an invite list for an event like this. And Databricks marketing uses this way. So this is like another classic, I think, use case for these Genie data rooms. Just being able to create an audience without knowing SQL, without having to understand any of those things.
Those are really cool examples. So your company has been a leader in building agent architectures and adopting agents at work. I understand that today many Databricks employees use Glean, and it's the default page on all of your employees' browsers. So tell me more, like, how is Databricks working differently with Glean?
Yeah, of course. I think we've utilized Glean in sort of the classic sense of it's been the way that we access a lot of our documents, a lot of our knowledge within the company. It is it's my default browser page, so I use it frequently. Also, this little feature where you can look at your org chart, that is like such an amazing feature where I can just browse it much more simply without having to log into Workday or whatever other application. So that's used every day. But I think we're starting to actually take it beyond that. And we built a sales a tool for our sales team to be able to look at data inside of Salesforce and all these custom apps. And this is before you had that connector. So, but we also wanted to make available all the rest of the company's data. So this was, while you're, announcing agents within Glean, this is us using Glean as an agent as well. It can work both ways, and this is the beauty of AI. And now that system gets much richer. Now, if there's notes taken, if there was something that somebody, there was an escalation or whatever, that can be pulled in and made available to this very simple interface. All of the field-facing folks in Databricks can just go to one place and just access that.
That's incredible, and I think that's exactly what we were talking about. You're going to be building agents, some inside Glean, some elsewhere, making sure that we can all interoperate. I mean, that's where the real power comes from. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for joining us today live. Here, appreciate you being a customer and a core partner of of Glean. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Arvind.
And now we're going to have Chai from our engineering team come and show you some demos on how Glean uses agents as part of our software development lifecycle.
Forefront of leveraging AI for work. We've created Glean agents to assist with every single step of the software development lifecycle. And throughout this, you'll notice that Glean's agents use not just the context of our code base, but the context in all of my tools, such as design documents, tickets, and more. Much of today's generative AI for engineering is focused on code generation, which is quite powerful and useful. But as the saying goes, code is read far more often than it's written. And as we've grown as a company, I only know a tiny fraction of our code base, so often I'm finding myself in an area where I have no context. This is one such example where I'm trying to understand our upgrade strategy for Kubernetes. I'm in my IDE, I'm in the right place in the code, and while there's the code and comments, as you can see, there's a lot here, and more importantly, not all of the context is actually even in the code. So what I can do is in my ID itself, in the GitHub Copilot, I can ask the Glean agent, hey, what is our Kubernetes upgrade strategy? And I got back a comprehensive response that pulled from not just from the code, but actually from our wikis, and actually even reference, hey, I'm pulling this from the Glean Kubernetes upgrade policy. And this is amazing because normally I would have had to ask people, go into multiple tools to get the answer, but I was able to do this right here in my ID without breaking my flow. Let's fast forward a bit. So I've gotten the context I needed and made the changes I wanted. Now it's time to actually commit the code. And we do that by submitting a pull request. So just earlier this morning, I created a pull request and I put it up for review. And actually, as an aside, when even creating this pull request, I gave it some context like the Jira. And using the code and the Jira itself, we had a Glean PR description writer agent, which put together the description for me and for my reviewers. But what I actually really want to show you here is the Glean PR review agent, which as soon as I submitted the PR, it got into action and reviewed the PR, not looking just at the code, but actually using Glean's style guide and best practices, which is located in our wikis. So for example, you can see in the first comment here, it actually pointed out a potential bug. And in the second comment, based on the Glean style guide, it told me, oh, I actually should not be using wildcard imports. This is amazing for me because I got immediately quick feedback and it saved work for my reviewers. And that's really important for developer velocity. What we ultimately want, though, is our code to make it in production. But even after that happens, sometimes there can be unforeseen issues. For this, we have an on-call rotation where every single week, someone is responsible for handling the alerts that indicate such issues. So if I'm on call, my goal is to resolve the issue as quickly as I can. However, a challenge is I might not be familiar with the issue or the code causing it because, again, I'm rotating between people every single week. Thankfully, this is not a problem for Glean, which has actually indexed and seen every single past issue. Here, what I do is I provide the Glean on-call agent with the alert ticket. And what it does is it looks through all past issues, it looks at relevant playbooks that could help resolve the issue, and it even suggests experts as a fallback if none of that work based on people who have contributed to that area in the past. And so I can reach out to them for information if I need to resolve this.
Now, Chai, while this agent is working, how long would this have taken you to resolve before?
It really varies, but let's say on average 30 minutes where I'm just randomly going in many different directions to figure out what's going on here. And besides just the time, it's not fun at all to be lost in a situation, in a high pressure situation such as on call. And when this on-call agent is actually able to figure it out all for me, that feels like such a magical moment when I'm able to get my answer in seconds and minutes instead of 30 minutes of bashing my head all over the place.
So we're just getting close to a summary. Here we go.
As you can see, it was able to read the ticket. It pulled together, oh, here's potential related issues that happened in the past. Here's a playbook and suggested next steps to help remediate the issue, as well as experts that I can reach out to if none of those options work, and they can help me with this. Now, sometimes issues can go from a simple on-call alert to a full-scale outage. After we resolve the issue as quickly as possible, perhaps with the aid of Glean's agents, we seek to write a postmortem to learn how we can prevent it from happening again. In the postmortem, we put together all the context, such as the severity, impact, and a timeline of the events that happened, cobbling across tickets, Slack messages, and so forth. And then finally, we actually put action items for how can we prevent this in the future. And that last part, that's what I really look forward to, the learnings, and this is a critical part of our engineering culture. Admittedly, though, I don't enjoy the first part, which is just synthesizing all this information and putting it together. Like, it already exists in the Slack conversation in Jira. Why do I need to write it together? Thankfully, Glean's postmortem agent doesn't mind at all doing this. All I have to do is provide the postmortem agent with the Jira ticket. And what it does is it finds all related Slack conversations with that ticket. It finds the GitHub PRs that we used to actually resolve it. And then using our postmortem template, which is located in our wiki, it puts it all together. And here you see I have this beautiful postmortem for the root cause, everything happened, a timeline event, and the action items for how we prevent this in the future. Then, finally, just with a simple click or two, I can export this as a Google Doc to share with the rest of my team. So what we've shown here today is how agents fit into the entire software development lifecycle, from understanding the context of code, to committing code, to in production, resolving issues and learning from them. In particular, though, we didn't look just at the code. We leveraged the fact that Glean is connected to all the systems where I do engineering work, from the ticketing, the messaging, and documents. And that's not just a nice to have, that's actually strictly necessary if we want agents to work the way that I do. And that's why we're really excited about the potential of Glean agents for engineering. With that, we're now going to hear from one of our customers, Super.com, on their agent strategy. And then shortly afterwards, we'll turn it over to Rachel for how we use agents in our sales organization. Thank you.
I'm Ryan Fox. I'm the CTO at Super.com. Super.com is an all-in-one app to help users save, earn, and put more money in their pocket. Last year, we primarily saw success adopting AI for internal use cases and specifically around productivity. So as an example, leveraging Glean's AI features, search, chat, and the Slack integration. We also leverage AI for coding copilots, note takers, and production outage management. And finally, we got our feet wet with AI for customer phone sales. Going forward in 2025, we have an AI strategy with 3 key pillars. The first is product integrations. The second is around building internal AI expertise, capabilities, and guidelines. And the third is around increasing internal productivity and continuing on this growth. So most of our employees, Glean is the homepage. And sort of relating to AI, coming back to that, so we use the AI chat feature we have for a lot of time. And personally, something I'm excited about with new Glean's AI agents is to make use of them and combine sort of this power of agentic ways of agentic approaches, along with merging that with internal knowledge, internal information. I'm really excited about the productivity opportunities that will stem from that, and looking forward to leveraging that in a big way in 2025 in our company.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a Glean account executive, and as a part of our sales team, I work really closely with our customers to help them use generative AI to transform their businesses. So our customers come to us, and they're looking to bring Glean and agents into every part of their organization. And so as a sales team, we've changed the way that we work, using agents at every step of the sales process. And that's actually what I'm here to show you today. I actually want to start with prospecting. So when someone goes to our website and fills out our Get a Demo form, they give us a little bit of information about themselves, which gets entered as a lead into our system. Leads get assigned to our team so that we can reach out to them and set up time for an actual introduction. Even though they've already filled out the demo form, the personalized outreach is still actually really important to kick off the conversation. Now, I don't want to put any of our prospects on blast, so for the purposes of this demo, I'll use Manu Narayan from Confluent. He's a CIO on the cutting edge of generative AI and also a longtime Glean champion. But let's just assume that he wanted to hear about Glean all over again for the first time. So Glean here is actually automating research about Manu himself, about Confluent's business, and examining if they fit within our ideal customer profile. Ordinarily, running searches like these would have taken me way too much time. Research for prospecting requires quite a bit of digging for personalized information, but you can't spend too much time on any one email. So Glean's universal knowledge capabilities are actually going to pull in data from across the web, mash that up with internal information about our sales processes to create a strong thesis for how Glean can help Confluent's business, and also why that actually might be important for Manu in his position. So now that it's researching, it's actually going to write me an email. We'll give it a sec here. It's still reading through the rest of the documents.
And at this point, the email should start drafting. Here we go.
And here is that email, and it's tailored to both Manu and Confluent, as you can see. And so that's prospecting, and that's accelerated by our prospecting agent. But let's actually move on to another deal. So I just had my first call with this company called Fraser Automotive yesterday, and I wanted to see how I could have actually improved my approach. So in the past, this is something that would have required my manager to sit down with the previous gong call recording, or maybe even join that call that I was having with the customer. But that actually takes quite a bit of time and would have only been influenced by that one person's opinion. And it's also hard to set up that kind of consistent, ongoing feedback that actually is best for me to improve. So now I have this call coaching agent, and I can give it the URL of my most recent call recording with Fraser, and it will analyze the content to show me how I'm doing so I can actually automate this coaching after every call. And you can see here, I've actually done well. I've done 3 out of the 4 key criteria that we're evaluated on. but it would have been helpful for me to mention the name of a customer who's actually relevant to Fraser Automotive. And it's given me that guidance to actually include that on the agenda for our next call. But I'm not done with this call just yet. So in addition to getting coaching on what I could have done better, I also need to update Salesforce. And this is a pretty time-consuming process that typically requires me doing a bunch of manual work across multiple fields and a reasonably complex interface. But luckily, we have our Salesforce update agent here to help me out. And so it's using tool calling and our Salesforce action pack to be able to take specific actions in the Salesforce app itself. So I can go into our Salesforce agent here, and I can drop in that exact same Gong call link and ask Glean to run through and pull out all the information that I need to update Salesforce. And so it's actually looked through the transcript, and it's given me this summary of what was discussed in the call, and actually went through and filled out those key fields for me. And so once this all looks good, I can hit submit, and Glean will actually go and make the updates in Salesforce. Okay, this deal is moving very fast. Fraser just sent over their red lines on our legal agreement. And working in enterprise sales, you pretty quickly learn that every customer has their own procedures and requirements, and so we can't just count on the universal acceptance of a one-size-fits-all contract. But I'm certainly not a lawyer, and our legal team is very busy, and that's why we have Glean's legal document comparison agent, and it's plugged into our deal review Slack channel. And it can call out where what our customer wants deviates from our standard agreement. All I have to do is actually point it in the direction of the agreement, and the agent will do the rest, including flagging deviations from our standard policies and suggesting red lines to propose. And so with this summary, our legal team can move faster, and also I can go back to Fraser Automotive and set clear next steps. So now you've seen a few of the many agents that actually accelerate the entire Glean sales lifecycle. Glean agents are here to help me write better prospecting emails, improve my call procedure, keep Salesforce up to date, and just generally get our deals done faster. If you want to know more about how to use agents to transform your business, go to glean.com/demo, and we'll be in touch. Now let me turn it back to Tamar for closing thoughts.
That was so awesome. Thank you to Rachel, Chai, and of course our demo master, Blair. This concludes our demos for today. You saw firsthand how Glean agents help me reimagine my everyday work and how they empower every employee and every department to work differently with AI. We can't wait to see what our customers build with Glean agents. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you'll join us for our next big round of announcements at Glean Go, our first annual user conference on May 20th. See you then.